This right here is the easiest auto sorter in Minecraft. It uses copper golems, so no crazy redstone needed, and what's even better, you can expand it however much you like to create massive storage rooms super easy. I've personally seen a similar design from Spark of Phoenix, so shout out to him, but this one today also has an integrated garbage disposer that throws away all the trash you don't want automatically. Here's all the materials that you need, and now let's go. Starting out, we do by placing down 9 double chests, just like I show in the background right here. 3 on the ground, then 3 on top, and a third layer on top of that. Then, on the side that you want to access the chests from, I would personally recommend putting on some item frames so you never lose track of what's in the chests, but if you don't want to, then you don't have to do this. The only thing that's really important here is that because we're having a copper golem sorting mechanism today, you now need to fill every single slot in every single chest exactly with the items in the way that you want them to be sorted. For example, in the background right here, I have dedicated chests purely for one material, but if you wanted to, you could of course also make a mixed chest with a whole bunch of different things. Only important thing here is that not a single slot in any of the chests here remains open, because that would confuse the copper golems later. And as always, if you could leave a quick like for the video, that would be super nice because it helps me so much with the YouTube algorithm, so thank you so much for your support. Now, once you're done with the chests, go to the back side, place down a staircase like I do right here, followed by 2 temporary blocks on the side. On top of these blocks, you're now going to place down 2 fences, and then afterwards delete the temporary blocks. Up next, what you want to do is, behind the staircase, place 2 temporary blocks on top of each other, and then on top of that, 1 slab, delete the temporary blocks, and put another slab under the slab you just placed. This way, you block the path in a way that the copper golem can't get out on the back. Now, up next, we want to put down a copper chest right here on the side of the bottom slab, and this is where in the end we're going to throw in all the items that we want to be sorted. Then on the other side, next to the top slab, you want to put another double chest like I do right here, and this chest is going to be the one that the copper golems are later going to sort those items into that they can't find any proper space for in our 9 main chests. It's the leftover chest, so to speak. Finally, of course, we also need to add a copper golem because, you know, a copper golem sorter doesn't work without copper golems. Duh. And the way we get a copper golem is actually pretty darn easy. First of all, we need a carved pumpkin. To get that, just put a normal pumpkin on the ground and right-click on it with the shears. Then you can pick it up again and you have a carved pumpkin. And now all you need to do is place down a copper block and put the carved pumpkin on top. This will create a copper chest with a golem on top. Now, let me also quickly show you how you would get the copper golem actually into the sorting system later in survival mode. And the way you do it is actually pretty easy. Just place down a couple of temporary blocks over the staircase block, and then put the copper block all the way in the hole, followed by the pumpkin, and then go around the farm and remove the little copper chest it created. Now, you have just the golem standing in the middle of the farm, or if you wanted to, you could of course add multiple copper golems on top of each other, increasing the sorting speed even further. Just one very important note here, after you created the copper golem, make sure to right-click them with a honeycomb, because that way they will never oxidize and continue working forever. And that would already be the basic element of the sorting system. All you gotta do is throw all your items into the copper chest, and then, as you see right here, the little copper golems are gonna take the blocks out of the chest and try to sort them into the right wooden chest. If they find the right chest, they're gonna put it right in, but if they don't, they just put it into the leftover chest on the side. Now, of course, what we build here is only one element with 9 chests, and you can position as many of those elements in one row as you like. Just as an example, right here in the background, you see how it would look if we put 3 of those sorter elements next to each other. And if you wanted to, you can of course also stack them on top of each other. Just make sure you gotta add a hopper under the leftover chest that will point right into the next copper chest to pass the leftover items to the next set of golems so they can try and fit that into their chest. This way you create this nice assembly line where you add all your items into the first copper chest, then the first set of golems will try to sort that into their chests, and for whatever they can't find the right chest, they're gonna pass that into the leftover chest, which will immediately be given to the next set of golems, and so on and so forth. Oh, and by the way, if you want to have more easy Minecraft farms with step-by-step explanation, then you might want to think about leaving the channel a sub because there is so much more to come. Welcome to the crew! But before we end the video, there is one small nice detail that I want to add here. And that is, what are we going to do with all the junk items that you put into the chest, but you really don't have any use for whatsoever? Well, let me show you how I added a little garbage dumpster all the way at the end. First of all, what we want to do is go to the very end of our sorting system where we find the last leftover chest. Under this chest, you want to put 2 down-facing hoppers leading into a dispenser. Then on the side where the dispenser is going to shoot out, add a lava bucket. This is where it's going to shoot the garbage items so that they get burned instantly. And then to give it a good fire rate, add a little bit of redstone on the side, leading into a comparator that you right-click on, and then put a lever on the other side to activate or deactivate it. Now, whichever items you put in here at the very beginning are going to circle through the entire sorting mechanism, and everything that remains at the very end, so the stuff that you really don't need here, that's automatically going to go into the disposer and get burned in the lava. Clean and simple. And now, also check out my super easy iron farm right here. See you next time, and until then, craft well.